In this tutorial, you will learn how to change the color of instance based in the proximity of another object. With this technique, you can easily create scanning effects or expanding waves using geometry nodes. So, let's see. Okay, let's do everything. You will see that this tutorial is really easy to understand. Let's create an object, go to geometry nodes, create a new setup, and I'm going to use, as example, a grid of cubes. I have a grid, let's select this view, increase the size, and let's add to each point a cube, using instance on points. So to each point, let's use an instance, for example, a cube. Let's decrease the size of the cubes, and let's add more cubes. For example, maybe a little more, something like this. Okay, now let's add a color to these cubes, to this instance, using set material, and let's select the default material. Let's select the material view, and let's open a new tab with the shade editor, and let's select the default material and change the color to see if it works. Okay, this is working, perfect. Now what I want is to make these cubes react to the distance of another object to later make it react the color. So first of all, I want to create an object, and I'm going to create it outside of geometry nodes. So for example, let's add a UV sphere, and before we come back to geometry nodes, I want to make this UV sphere transparent. So let's add a new material, let's call this sphere, and let's decrease the alpha to make it a little bit transparent. So we can see the UV sphere, but also we can see the inside. I'm going to press N and click here to see it better. Now let's come back here. I'm going to lock this panel, the color of the instance. Actually, I'm going to call it instance, so we know that this is the color of instance. And I'm going to lock this panel too. Now what I want is that the color of this instance react to the distance of this object if I move it. So first of all, we need to bring the info of this object here. How? With object info. Now let's select this object, and now what I want is to get the distance of this object in relation with the grid. So first of all, let's select relative, and to do this we need geometry proximity, one of the most used nodes in geometry nodes. Now, how we get this distance in relation with that? We need to connect it. How? Using a store name attribute. Because now, thanks to this, we are saying, in this process, let's store something. What we want to store? The distance of this object in relation with that. If you connect it here, it's connecting these two informations. So let's connect distance here. We're going to leave this like that because this is a float. And really important, we are working with instance. So to make it work, we need to select instance. If not, it's not going to work well. Now, let's give a name, for example, proximity. And we are already storing the distance of this object with all the cubes. Now, what we want to do? In a lot of tutorials, a lot of people, what does is to change the scale, the rotation, the position, whatever you want. Actually, you can do a lot of things. But in this tutorial, I don't want to change the geometry of the cubes. I only want to change the color. So as you can see, it's really easy. The only thing we have to do is to send this information in the material of our instance. So how we do that? We go here, and we bring attribute, and we need to copy the same name. Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. And if you connect it here, you see that change the color, but we don't see any gradient or any difference, right? Why? Because remember, we are working with instance. Instance, and here it says geometry. This is very important. So let's select instancer to make this work. And now as you can see, it works perfectly. So basically what is happening is that the instants that are close to the faces, because in geometry proximity we select faces of the UV sphere, but you can select points, edges, whatever. Maybe it will change a little bit, but I'm going to leave it in faces. So the instants that are close to the faces of this UV sphere have a different color, right? Which color have? Now we didn't define any color, so usually what those always is black and white. If we want to change these colors, the only thing we have to do is here to add a color ramp. If you add it like that, it's the same because we have black and white. However, here we can change the color. If I want this, for example, red, let's select red. And now you can see that the ones that are closer of the UV sphere are more red. And if I increase the size, look, or decrease it, it's reacting in real time. So we can animate this with keyframes and create this wave effect. Or we can move it. If you want to play with the gradient, what you can do is, for example, to push the red. So basically what we are doing is to increase the distance of reaction. So think like this is distance 0, and this, I think it's 1 meter. So from 0 to this distance, that now is this number, we are making that all the instants change the color. So we can push this, or you can push the white to limit the reaction. And if you don't want a gradient, because now we have ones that are more red and others that are not so red, then select constant. And only play with this one, and you can see that now they are full red. Also, what you can do is to add more colors. For example, let's select blue or this color, whatever. And now you can see that we have different colors. Or remember, we can come back to easy and play with different colors to create this great effect. And the best part is that you can hide this UV sphere and we don't see what is happening. Now, what I recommend you is to animate the UV sphere to create, for example, a wave effect, a scanning effect. So let's enter this, select 0, insert a keyframe, and for example, let's open this so we can see better what we are doing, and go, for example, I don't know, 30 frames, and select a number greater than all this, for example, 4. Let's confirm the keyframes, and now we have animation from 0 to 4 of scale, and if we press play, we have this effect. And if we hide the UV sphere, or any object that you have, we have this effect. So you can create this to reveal objects, or to make it react. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, that's great, but it looks boring. Why I want to animate a lot of cubes? I know. However, think like in a scenario where you have a lot of objects, for example, a room, a city, whatever you have. For example, I have this house that I download for free in a website. I'm going to leave the link of this artist and the same project in the description. And now what I want is to change the color of all these objects of this scene with the setup that we built. So here I have the house, as you can see, and here we have the project of before. The plane and the UV sphere, right? Okay, so how we do that? First of all, I don't want to see the grid of cubes. So let's cut this. We can move it here if you want. So later, if you want to download this project on my Patreon, you can see how everything is set up. And now, what I want is to drag this house inside the setup of the plane, where we have the geometry nodes, and connect it here to have a copy. Remember to hide the original object, or you will see the original collection overlapping the copy. So these ones are the instance. Very important. Select separate children, because right now I think we have, as you can see, it says one instance. So if you click here, now we have more instance, as you can see, 118. Now, as you can see, we see already something. Why? Because remember here I have my UV sphere. So if I decrease the size, in theory, it should not react, but maybe this UV sphere is touching, as you can see, yeah, one object inside. But the main point, look, if I move this, we can see better, right? Is that if we set up this UV sphere in 0 and I scale this, we can create this scanning effect where all the objects change the color. Now, because I have a gradient, remember, if you don't have a gradient, you can set up only one color. Actually, let's press play to see it. And remember, we can hide the UV sphere. Let's open again here the shade editor, and let's select this. I'm going to lock this panel. Okay, now let's only set up a color so we don't see so many colors. Remember, you can delete this. And if you don't want a gradient, because now we can see a gradient, right? If you don't want a gradient, remember to select constant. Also, what you can do, if you want to be pro, what you can do also is to change the original object. So for example, instead of a UV sphere, you can add a plane. Let's make it bigger, rotate it, for example, in this axis, 90 degrees. And now you can make like a scan effect doing like this. But what we have to do is to come back to geometry nodes. And remember, here we have the UV sphere. So let's select the new object that will scan, that we are getting the distance in relation what we have connected here. Before we had a grid, now we have this collection that is this house. And I'm going to apply the same material. I don't remember the name, I think was sphere. And now, if I move this, in theory, it should work. As you can see. If you want more gradient, then remember to apply a gradient. So as you can see, you can create this really cool effect of scanning an object and a scene, whatever you want. Now, if you want to mix the original collection, so this one with the instance, because if we show this, they are overlapping and we don't see the effect. There is ways to do it, but maybe the faster one would be to increase the size of this a little bit, or maybe add an extrude. So let's try, for example, a scale instance maybe, and we can scale this a little bit. Yes, something like that. So now basically we are making the instance a little bigger than the original objects, right? So now the problem is how we can show only the ones that change the color, and the ones that are white are invisible. So what we have to do is that instead of white, we need to define a color that is invisible. First of all, we need to connect this to alpha. And to make the white invisible, we need to select black. And in theory, it's working. Let me see. The problem is that we have a lot of red. So let's select another color. Which color we could select? For example, okay, let's select pink. And now we don't see anything. Maybe, yes, I think here, look. But we need to push these colors. So maybe we can select constant. And I think I need to come back here and select blended. And now we have this scan effect. Look, if I move this, you see, looks like the objects are being scanned like a video game or a movie. Even so, we can start adding a different material because now we have only a single color. But for example, what you can do is to use a mix shader, connect it here, and then we can use here transparent and here an emission. Let's select, for example, green. Let's select green. And now everything is green. Let's make this bright. Let's go to always and let's go to compositor, create nodes, add glare, select for example bloom. I don't like this. And what we can do, let's come back to geometry nodes. And here we need to, let's select white. If we connect this here, in theory, it's working now, look. So basically what I did is to simplify what we had before. Actually could do that with a principal node, but it's fine. With that, it's more simple. And look at this. We can create this really cool effect of scanning the objects. Look. And also you can apply a gradient. Let's lock this. So if we select easy, we have a gradient. And remember, you can do this with the sphere too. I think I don't like the sphere. I don't know why I did that. So if we use the sphere, now it's using the sphere, and let me change the material of the sphere. And now, like before, I'm using a sphere, and we can create this great effect. Look at this. How cool is that? Remember, we can animate this sphere and hide this. Or actually, if you want, you can make it full invisible, and it's easier. Look how cool is this effect. So this is all for today. I hope you learned something new and you got new ideas to how to create these great effects that we can see in video games, in movies, like scanning waves and objects being highlighted. And if you like this video, give a like, subscribe, and remember, you can download this project and many more than 100 on my Patreon. And see you in the next tutorial.